So, obviously the Switch 2 Direct is coming up, and with it coming up so fast, I thought it'd be fun to go through my predictions, or my bingo card, and just talk about why I picked these choices, what I think is going to happen at the Switch 2 Direct, and whatever. Obviously, this is unscripted, but I really just wanted to go through, have one video out related to the Switch 2 before we go into the Direct, and we get, like, a shit ton of news, because after Direct, they're going to be dropping news daily on the Nintendo Today app, which was revealed at the most recent Direct. So, let's go through it, let's talk about it, and let's get started. So, the first slot I have on here is that I really need a new UI. Like, okay, the Switch UI is serviceable. It is fine, but it's just so boring. It lacks any personality. It lacks that Nintendo feel to it. It's just boring, man. It's just boring. I especially need a new UI for the next thing I want to talk about, the eShop and the NSO app as well. One problem with the UI, or with the interface in general, is not only that it lacks personality, but it's also clunky as hell. Dude, it is so clunky, it is so ugly, it is just impossible to use, and it just makes the Switch overall a less fun experience to mess around with. So, I really, really hope we get a new UI for the Switch, and the eShop, and the NSO app, and pretty much everything, because it'd be really needed. Also, generally with the eShop, I just think it needs to be, like, completely redesigned in general. The Switch eShop is just, even if you remove the clunk of it, it's just not very good. Next up, I also want to talk about the mouse functionality. I think the mouse functionality will, at the Switch 2 Direct, be confirmed and showcased properly, because they teased it in the teaser video, well, in the reveal video, sorry, for the Switch 2. But I feel like at the Direct, it's obviously going to happen. They're going to be like, yo, here's how the mouse works. Here's what it's going to be used for. You can use it for games and stuff like that. And they're just going to be like, yeah, fuck it. But let's just do it. Let's just show the mouse. Next up, box design. I really hope we see what the Switch 2 box, what the Switch 2 games, I don't know, okay, when you get them physically, because it'd be, I don't know, I feel like it's going to be a similar design to the Switch 2, but I'd like to see what it's going to look like, just for physical games in general, because Nintendo is still very clearly focused on physical games, even in an age where physical media is slowly beginning to die out, unfortunately. It seems like they're still focused on giving us physical media, so I hope we get to see what the box is going to look like and what it's going to look like when we get games. Next up, NSO. They're obviously going to talk about NSO here. Maybe a new tier, who knows. I feel like the big thing is they'll probably show GameCube NSO, and then, aside from DS, I think that'd be it. I think GameCube and DS are like the final two they can do, because, let's be honest, they're just going to continue porting and remastering Wii games. They're almost done with Wii U. I still think there's a little more to go with Wii U, but they're mostly done. But for Wii games, they're just going to keep going with those, and just going to keep, reporting and remastering, instead of doing an emulator for it. So I feel like with NSO, DS and GameCube are the final steps. Then, we need a browser. I need a browser for this system so badly. It's insane to me that browsers on consoles have kind of died out. Xbox is the only one really still doing it. They've got Microsoft Edge on Xbox, and Microsoft Edge isn't great, but it is a browser. The Switch unofficially has one, if you mess with, like, the internet settings, but I'd like an official app to use. I don't know why it's not, why they don't have it on Switch. It's weird. And then, we're gonna move on to the games for a bit. For games, Monolith Soft. I feel like Monolith Soft is probably Nintendo's biggest publisher right now. I mean, I don't mean biggest in, like, most popular. I mean it as in they're doing the most. They've always got the Xenoblade games, but then they're also support teams for Animal Crossing, Splatoon, Zelda. They are supporting so much, on top of doing Xenoblade. So I feel like Monolith will have a play in this Direct, in some way. In some possibility. Even if it's not Xenoblade, it could be like a new IP. We know they've been working on a new IP, but it could be something. I'm not sure. Then, Animal Crossing, speaking of, Animal Crossing, I feel like we're for sure seeing a new mainline here. It's been 5 years since New Horizons dropped, which is crazy to say. It feels like it dropped yesterday, but it's been 5 years. It's been a little bit. Let's see some Animal Crossing. I think it's time. then Sakurai. I'm not saying Smash Bros, I am saying Sakurai in general, because we could maybe see Smash Bros here, I doubt it, but I feel like we're going to see Sakurai's new game, because we know he's been working on a game for at least 2 to 3 years now. It feels like it's going to be here. It's either going to be Smash Bros or it's going to be his new IP, but I feel like Sakurai is going to have some kind of involvement in this direct in some way, in some possibility. Then, Microsoft. Doing the Dark Ages, Halo, they've been looking to port their stuff over recently. It's time. I feel like Microsoft is going to show up. They're going to be like, well, maybe not Microsoft directly, but they'll be like Microsoft and Nintendo teaming up to bring these lineups of games all to you on the Switch too. Halo, Doom will be a big one, because I think, but I'll get into this later with the release date, but I think by the time Switch 2 will be out, Doom the Dark Ages will be out, which I think Doom the Dark Ages could be a launch title for the Switch 2, which would be, like, really big for the Switch 2. Also, they had, like, the Call of Duty thing. I don't know if we'll see anything Call of Duty related here, but, Microsoft and Nintendo do have a deal where it's like they can bring Call of Duty to players day one, so who knows? We'll see. And then after Microsoft, Fire Emblem. Oh, okay. I'm not familiar with Fire Emblem. I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes on my phone recently for like platinum points for Xenoblade X and SO icons, but that's it. I'm not too familiar with that. I'm not too familiar with Fire Emblem. I checked like its release thing and the like release schedule, whatever. And it does look like they could have a new Fire Emblem here, but even if it's not, it could be something like spin-off related. Who knows? I'm not sure. I'm not too familiar with Fire Emblem. But from the looks of it, it looks like they could be a new game. Or something here. Just looking at their schedule and how they release stuff, I think it's every 2 to 3 years. It could be like a remake, a remaster, something like that. It could be something, it's something Fire Emblem. I feel like something Fire Emblem is going to be there. Kirby. Kirby is their baby. Let's be honest here. Nintendo loves Kirby. I love Kirby. Everyone loves Kirby. They're going to have something Kirby here. We don't know if it could be a new game. Because Kirby and the Forgotten Land released in like 2022. So it's been like 3 years, but since it was the first game like of that style, we don't really know what that could entail. Maybe there could be a new Kirby game, but I feel like it's gonna be like a spin-off of something. But whatever, I feel like Kirby's gonna be here, because Kirby is just like everyone's baby. Everyone loves Kirby. A new Kirby game would totally bring in people for the Switch. For my free spot, I put Mario Kart 10, because come on, they're going to show Mario Kart 10 there. It's obvious. I don't even need to really discuss this for long. They're going to show Mario Kart 10. And then 3D Mario. It's time. It has been nearly 8 years since Odyssey dropped. Actually, it might have just nearly 8 years, I think. I can't remember what month Odyssey released in, but point is, it's been nearly 8 years since Odyssey released. I think it's time for Odyssey, for a new, not for Odyssey, for a new 3D Mario. I don't think they'll do Odyssey 2, it's too late at this point, but I think they're going to do a new 3D Mario, and it's going to be cool, and everyone's going to love it. I just feel like it's gotta be, right? It's been too long. We've got our 2D Mario now, we've got Mario Wonder. It's gotta be time for a 3D Mario as well. Then, something Zelda related. It is too early for a new mainline Zelda game. I seriously doubt we'll see anything like Tears of the Kingdom level, because it's too early. Especially after how long it took after Breath of the Wild. But I feel like we'll see like a spin-off, or like a remaster, or like a port or something. We'll see something Zelda related there, just to get people enticed and interested. And then, I also feel like Sega and Atlus are going to have a big play here. Sega and Atlus are... At least Sega. Maybe not Atlus, but Sega is going to be like, going to show Sonic here. They're going to show something, definitely Crossworlds. They'll definitely show Crossworlds. That feels like an obvious one. They'll be like, hey, Crossworlds will be on Switch 2 day 1, or, well, not day 1 of Switch 2, but like day 1 of when Crossworlds releases. They'll have Crossworlds on there with the rest of the platforms and stuff. I don't think that Sonic Team will show a new game here. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they could show something else, but I feel like it's just going to be Crossworlds. With Atlus could show some crazy shit here, but I feel like it's mainly going to be Metaphor, and it's going to be Persona 3 Reload ports. I feel like those are going to be the main ones. I feel like there'll be a port of, or like a new edition of Persona 3 Reload and Metaphor. When it comes to new games, don't think they're going to show Persona 6 here. Maybe they could show the Persona 4 remake, because if you don't know, Persona 4, or the website domain got listed recently called p4re.jp, and we had before, like 2 to 3 months before Persona 3 Reload got revealed, a website domain listed p3re.jp was listed. So there's a chance we see Persona 4 Rewind, Remake, whatever. I don't know. I'm not sure. I feel like that would be a good way to get people, like, enticed with the Switch 2 if they show it at the Switch 2 Direct. But I'm not sure if we'll see it there. I mean, I definitely think we'll see Atlas there, though. If not, definitely Sega, but I think we will see Atlas. We will see, like, we'll see Metaphor, and we'll see Persona 3 Reload, and if we're lucky, Persona 4, and if we're really, really lucky, Persona 6, but that's so unlikely. Okay, now, for the big one, well, another big one, Silksong. Let's talk about Silksong, bro. Okay, so, it has been, God, it's been 6 years since Silksong got revealed now, and they have been basically radio silent. And the communication's been bad. I feel like I need to talk about this for a second. I think everyone's kind of getting it confused. People who don't understand are getting it confused with, oh, people want the game to release now. Why would you want that? Why would you? No, people just want Team Cherry to talk, like to speak words and say, hey, here's how the game's coming along. Here's why it's taking so long. You know, here's like just information about the game. They do not want the game to release right this year. Like, you know, obviously take your time, but communication is key, and that's what Team Cherry has been lacking. They need to show Silksong. I think there was like something listed for Silksong recently. I can't remember what it was. I'll show it up on screen, like during editing. But there's gotta be something for Silksong here, I'm sure. That would be a major announcement. And there's already a lot of major announcements, but having Silksong here would be a big, big thing. Like, that'd be massive. Right, so moving out of games for just a bit, let's talk about the price tag. Okay. I think the Switch 2 is going to be no more than $450. I think that's how it's going to be. I don't think they'll do any more than that. I think 400 at least, 450 at most, somewhere between that. It would be insane if they were to sell this for any less than 400. And it'd be insane if they would be insane if they were to sell it for any more than 450. I feel like that 400 to 450 price range is right in the middle, like just right. It's good. I'd like that. But if they don't, and they sell it like somewhere like low, either any cheaper or any higher, would be insane. The release date time, I feel like this is gonna release between mid-June to mid-August. I've seen a lot of people say May because of the gap between Switch 1 and the Switch 1 presentation being like a month and a half. I don't think they'll do May. I think Switch 2 is a lot more hype on it. And we'll have a lot more, like, just in general. So I feel like it's going to be a mid-June to mid-August release, because I also think mid-June to July is, like, when basically everyone will be out of school by that point. Obviously, I know, like, America moves out of school in May. Not moves out of school, leaves, breaks up for school in May. But I feel like the rest, if you could get the rest of the world, if you release at a time where the rest of the world is also out of school, that's insane. Like, I feel like that'd be, like, the pinnacle time to release it, because then you have everyone playing. You got everyone locked in. Like, you don't have to worry about school nights, you don't have to worry about anything. So you got, like, all of your major players right there, and you can just... Now, moving on from that, let's talk about Miiverse. I don't think we're gonna get like a kind of sequel to Miiverse, but I think we'll get some kind of successor. I put on my bingo, it doesn't have to be specifically Miiverse, but I think we'll get something similar, especially with the Switch losing Twitter integration. That happened like a year ago, but especially with it losing Twitter integration, I feel like it makes sense to have some kind of like social app or like communication thing for people to, you know, vibe with. And then they can send their screenshots and stuff on. Having a Miiverse or Amiibo's equivalent would be crazy for Switch, and I think they know that. Then, after, I'd really like to see more more streaming apps. Look, it is insane how lacking the Switch is when it comes to streaming apps. There's, like, off the top of my head, there's, like, I think Crunchyroll and I think Hulu is on it. I think. We don't have Hulu over here in the UK, but I think it'd be Hulu. I think Hulu is on there. But, like, there's no Disney Plus, there's no Netflix. It's like, dude, it's lacking. It's lacking. We need more. I hope we get more. It'd be great. Then I'd also like friend codes to die. I want friend codes burned. I want it ended. Go to usernames. Please, just use usernames. And then proper voice chat integration, obviously. I feel like that's something everyone wants. Proper voice chat integration would be great in general for, like, you know, talking and stuff and communicating with friends. That stupid fucking NSO app that has the voice chat is so unnecessary when you could just integrate it into the console for completely free. Well, not free, but, like, you could integrate it into the console. No one wants that stupid fucking NSO app. I don't think I've seen a soul ever use it. I'm so serious. I don't think I've seen anyone ever use that fucking app. Please just have normal fucking voice chat integration. I'm begging you, Nintendo. And then finally, Kid Icarus Uprising. I don't know. I ran out of ideas here. I think Kid Icarus Uprising would be a great one. Or alternatively, a new Donkey Kong. Either Kid Icarus Uprising or a new Donkey Kong. One of those. It's kind of insane that we don't know which one's likely, but Nintendo has been really dick riding Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, so honestly, it probably could be Donkey Kong, but who knows? I swear to God, Nintendo, please stop tweeting about Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. No, it's not that good. It's not that good. You just had Xenoblade X release. That's a much better remaster. Please talk about that instead. I'm so tired of seeing that fucking monkey. Please, Nintendo, I'm begging you, stop. With that said, that's about my predictions. To add a little more on Kid Icarus, I do think it'd be good to have, you know, for mouse functionality. But aside from that, that's all I have. If you like this video, subscribe, you know, all of that. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time. See ya.